Have you ever reached the end of the day and realized nothing was technically wrong? You handled your responsibilities, you answered messages, you talked to the people, and maybe you even laughed few times. And yet, when the day ended, there was this quiet feeling that something was missing. Not sadness, not loneliness, just a feeling, just a sense that you were not fully connected with your own life. I think more people feel this than they admit. And I don't think it's because of modern life that it's give us too little connection. I think it's because it give us too many substitutes for it. The paradox. We live in the most connected era in the human history. At any moment, you can reach someone sitting on the another side of the planet. You can see what 100 people are doing. You can consume endless conversations, experiences, ideas, opinions, and yet despite all that, something often feels off because the connection and the feeling of the connection is not the same thing. You can be surrounded by people and still feel disconnected if you haven't connected with yourself in a long time. The substitute problem. I think modern life has become excellent in providing you substitutes. Not a fake version, not a complete artificial version, just a version that feels real enough. Scrolling feels like engagement. Being busy feels like purpose. Likes feels like validation. Watching other people's lives feels like participation. Consuming ideas feels like thinking. And because these substitutes feel so close enough to the real thing, we rarely stop to notice what might actually be missing. My personal observation. I start noticing this in my own life. I remember coming home after work, tired, sitting on my bed and smelling like a kitchen, and I remember I did tell myself that I was just gonna watch one thing and then I'm gonna sleep. Then an hour would disappear, sometimes two. And what bothers me wasn't the time, it was that I couldn't remember a single thing I had actually thought about. I had spent hours consuming other people's thoughts, but almost no time with my own. The disappearing inner life. I think this is where the much of the modern disconnection begins. Attention is constantly pulled outwards, towards screens, towards news, towards entertainment, towards other people's lives, and when attention spends year moving outward, something inside becomes quieter. Not because it disappears, but because it stops being heard. The inner voice is still there. It's just competing with 1,000 other voices. Why life starts feeling flat. This creates a strange experience. Life can look completely fine from outside. You might have friends, goals, family. Nothing is obviously broken. But underneath everything, there can be this subtle feeling that you are participating in life without fully experiencing it. Almost like you are moving through your days like from slightly distance. And I think what most people call emptiness is often this exact feeling, the identity bridge. And when you are disconnected from your inner life long enough, even your identity starts feeling borrowed. You know what you're supposed to want. You know what you're supposed to become. You know what success is supposed to look like. But it becomes harder and harder to tell which desires are actually yours. A hidden pattern. The deeper pattern isn't loneliness. The deeper pattern is disconnection from your own thoughts, the disconnection from yourself, your own values, and your own sense of meaning. And modern life is remarkably good at making people functional. While that separation quietly grows, you can stay busy, entertained, and stimulated and never have to notice it. Moments that cut through. Every once in a while, something cuts through that substitutes. A long walk, a conversation that feels completely real, a quiet night with no distractions, a moment where you are not consuming, not performing, not reacting, just present in a moment. And that's why those moments feel so powerful, because for a brief moment you connect with something that wasn't always there. I don't think modern people are suffering from lack of connection. I think they're surrounded by substitutes for it, substitutes for meaning, purpose, attention, validation, and those substitutes can become so convincing that we stop noticing the real thing is missing. So maybe the question isn't why do I feel disconnected? Maybe the question is what I have been treating as a connection that was only a substitute for it.